Dominic, so nakita mo si Michelle gumabaw. Siyempre na-starstruck ka sa kanya, parang wow. Pero ba, dumating ba sa punto na kaya ko to?
Of course naman, Mama. One of the tips that I've gotten from mga ates, mga co-models or colleagues ko sa industry, they told me that the moment that you decide to join, you join with all your heart, with all your power, all your will. And that's what I did. Opo, that's what I did. And then I made sure na when I joined Miss Universe, I am complete as a person, and I know I could do all the challenges that may come my way kasi alam ko naman na it's not a walk in the park being in Miss Universe Philippines. So yeah, I would have I told myself that I can, and I am doing it ngayon. We're almost done, and it's very exciting. And actually,
my God.
I know. And you would look at the calendar; it's already the second week of September, and then I'm almost flying back. I'm almost gonna fly back to Manila, just waiting for their cue. So, yes, Mama, makakasabi naman nga, kaya naman.
Alam mo kung ano yung nagustuhan ko sa'yo? Yung confident na meron ka. Ayun yung napaka-importante. Kasi ang Miss Universe, they are looking confident woman. And then, yun yung nakita ko. Kaya yung sabi ko sa'yo, tinanong kita, ang sabi ko sa'yo, na-starstruck ka ba? Oo, na-starstruck ako. Pero tinanong kita, anong na-feel mo? Kaya mo ba? Oo naman. It's good answer. Kasi nandito ka, hindi para tumingin ng kung sino-sino para ma-starstruck ka. Nandito ka para mag-compete. Na LB.
Rana, hi Lou. Being a Miss Universe is like applying for a job. Yeah. So can you please give us a recap on how you figured out that you are fit for the position you're hoping to fill? And wow! Oh, and by the way, you're so pretty. Thank you, Miss Rana. Siyempre, prepare tayo kasi si, Mama Sam. Nakatay pa nga. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's so true. Of course, it's like applying for a job, the position and the title of Miss Universe Philippines. Because right after you're going to be crowned, you'll be representing the country, not just in the Miss Universe stage, but everywhere your path takes you, you will be known as Miss Universe Philippines. And then, ano naman, if I was writing my application, I would put there hardworking, determined, eloquent, I would say, charming, and just her true authentic self. Yun lang po talaga yung mga one of the assets that I would say I have to be able to fulfill the duties of a Miss Universe Philippines. So, yun po. Wow! Thank you naman, Miss Rona.
Cute. So, mali ka dito sa Miss Universe Philippines 2020. Gusto kong malaman, ano ba ang backstory ni Dominic na gusto mong ilatag sa mga tao? Yung para maging inspirasyon ka, ba't ka nandirito sa Miss Universe Philippines 2020? Ano yung gusto mong ipakita sa amin lahat? At ano yung gusto mo ma-inspired sa'yo yung mga tao? Saan parte? Tapos, anong advocacy ang meron si Dominic na gusto mong ipahayag sa amin at dalhin to sa international pageant?
Wow! Oh my gosh. Tagus puso. Ano talaga, Mama Sam? I think everything is centered with my advocacy. It's really close to my heart. It's actually mental health awareness. I think you would know me better if you get to know me through my advocacy, which is that. Just a little backstory of my advocacy, I actually launched my very own campaign during my reign as Binibining Cebu Heritage kasi we were given a budget on what we wanted to do. And that's what I did with mine. I raised my own campaign, which I formed a group with, actually collaborated with JC IPO, that's Junior Chamber International. They're a bunch of, they work they do community services. And then I partnered with in my program, I partnered with a psychiatrist, Dr. Chantan, and a good friend of mine, a filmmaker, Marini Fernandez. So we traveled universities here in Cebu, Mama Sam, and we just spread the awareness on mental health and everything that goes with it, mental illnesses and whatnot. So the question that's always asked from that is bakit mental health? And
Mm-mm.
so my backstory starts something that I want people to be inspired of is like I would be able to represent the country or just being me, just being the simple dude that people know. Um, it all started a few years back. I actually had my own series of mental illness that I had depression very badly. It was caused by certain events na lang, let's just say. Uh, it came to a point na I wouldn't go out of my room. I wouldn't talk. When I talk naman to my family, um, parating galit, parating mangiyak-ngiyak, yung mga ganun po.
Mm-mm.
And then I started hating myself uh, really badly. Parang ang very low po ng self-esteem ko, Mama Sam. And I didn't have an outlet at the time. Parang I didn't know who I was supposed to talk to, sino ba yung
Mm-mm.
makakaintindi sa akin. And so I guess that's how I got the idea of Rise Up. I started acknowledging that depression was happening to me kasi you don't know it, you don't see it or feel it at the moment that you are feeling it at its very highest, Mama Sam. Marirealize mo na
Mm-mm.
lang when something happens to you. And I think one of the highlights that helped me go through that is when I got my first dog, si Snow. So, parang,
Oh.
yes po, that's really true. Actually, pet therapy is one of the best ways to deal with it. As in, it made a very huge, it helped me in a very wide scale talaga. It made me happier. It gave me a reason to live, if you would say like that. I had something to watch over, so na-busy talaga ako. And then, yun na, that's when I got the inspiration with my campaign kasi I didn't know saan ko, uh, saan ako magsisimula to talk about my situation. And I didn't want the younger ones, the one who looked up to me, who's known me to be a beauty queen, who take me as an inspiration when how could you take someone as an inspiration for her na she's at her very lowest. So parang ganun po yung feeling ko. And so I wanted to make a platform. I wanted to use this platform as a way for the younger generation talaga to um, let them know that they're not alone talaga. I would say na I started opening up to my family about it already. And then if only I had done that sooner, mas ano talaga, I would say I would have been saved earlier siguro. And then, yun nga, I just hope that you find it in themselves, they find it in themselves, so whoever is experiencing it now, Mama Sam, they find it in a way, they find a reason to keep going. And then, hopefully, help others to break stigma. So, yun po. Oh my God. Grabe. Kasi it's very close to me. So, medyo na talaga.
Naintindihan kita. Kasi hindi
Yes.
kasi madali talaga. Minsan alam niyo, sa totoo lang, akala kasi ng ibang tao, especially, kahit din naman ako, nakaranas din ako no'n, no? Yung nawala
Mm.
yung nanay ko. Mahirap, mahirap kasi nilalamon ka ng lungkot. Yung parang kahit
Yes.
ako masayahin akong tao, talagang grabe yung alive ko. Pero yung nawala yung nanay ko, naramdaman ko talaga yung kinakain ka ng lungkot. Yung
Yes.
talagang yung lungkot ang laki-laki niya, parang wala ka ng ginawa kundi umiyak ng umiyak, matulala,
Yeah.
hindi makakain, yung gano'n. Pero choice mo din yon kung magpapadala ka do'n sa lungkot na nararamdaman mo. Kailangan mo
Yes.
kumuha ng mga kung ano-anong paraan. Kaya naiintindihan ko yung sinasabi mo kanina, nakaka-relate ako. Kasi
Yeah.
ikaw din ang magtutulong sa sarili mo. Walang ibang tao makakatulong, makakapagbigay
True.
sa'yo ng advice. Pero sabi ko nga, pasalamat din ako dun sa kaibigan ko si Rona LB, yung nanonood kanina.
Ay!
Kasi she talked to me a lot na parang, Sam, okay lang yan. Motivate siya ng motivate sa akin, nakakatulong. Pero yung at the end of the day, kailangan mo magdesisyon sa sarili mo na parang, gusto ko ba to? O eto ba yung gusto ko yung ganito? Gusto mo na lang ba
Yes.
kasi mababaliw ka. Ang ending nun
Yes.
talagang masisira talaga ulo mo. So, ayun, nag-start ako ng maging YouTuber, nalibang ako, tapos si Rona, yung
Yeah.
minomotivate ako na minomotivate yung mga ibang kaibigan ko, hanggang sa nakabangon ako. So, yun.
Yes.
Pero hindi
True.
ko
That's
alam
so
yung
true, Mama
dog,
Sam.
nakakatulong din pala siya. Hindi ko alam. So, Dominic, sa simula ng laban, medyo naririnig ko na yan Dominic yung Dominique Piczon. Medyo palaban. Tapos yung nakita ko yung picture, ay, bongga. Tapos, nung nag-lockdown, medyo nawala ang highlight ng Dominic. Ano nangyari? So, ano ang paghahandang ginagawa mo ngayon dito sa Miss Universe Philippines 2020 at paano ka babalik para lumaban ng Miss Universe Philippines?
Nuts. Yes, you noticed, Mama Sam. Actually, yeah, I kind of lay low that time na bumalik ako ng Cebu and nagsisimula na yung PCC dito. I don't know, maybe because I was still adjusting to that. I was still adjusting to the lockdown and then yung mga setup that I'm not really used to. I'm a huge homebody, but then yung 24 hours kang nasa bahay is different. It's a different story then. I'm just really, yes po. I'm just really, there's a lot to do here at home, which I'm very happy about kasi I have work. We are at a work from home setup. Thank you so much talaga ICI kasi you let us work pa rin through the pandemic. And then I have my dogs to look after. And then I love reading kasi Mama Sam. I read novels for entertainment, na for leisure, watch movies, and of course yung preparations namin that was still ongoing. Q&A training, workout for our physique, pasarela once in a while, maglalakad-lakad here sa bahay naka-heels. So yun po, and we are in close contact with our mamas from ACES and Teens Camp. Kasi yun nga, they also update us daily on what's happening with us. So, yun po, I'm kept busy, I'm kept occupied, and then, I don't know, maybe there was a time na medyo tahimik ako sa social media kasi yun nga, I was just adjusting to the pandemic. And right now, hinahinid, if it wasn't for the ring light po talaga, yan, another thing that we're kept busy ngayon is the ring light, which is showing na soon, September na guys. So, I hope
palapit na ng palapit.
Yes, opo. So, yun po, very thankful po kami kasi busy pa rin kami with NUP. Hindi talaga kami pinabayaan, Mama Sam. In close contact po talaga kami still.
So, Dominic, if ito candidates kayo dito sa Miss Universe Philippines 2020, what makes you different to other girls competing Miss Universe Philippines?
Wow. What I love talaga, Mama Sam, with this batch and with the women that I'm in the competition with is we're very diverse. We have very different set of strong assets, which I really appreciate kasi it's not just one specific type of woman. And that's what you love about the girls. One thing that I would just really offer into the table or something that people would remember me by is, I don't know, my personality, my authenticity, and whatever I mentioned before, whatever it is that I portray in front of you, that is how I would always be seen as or known as, even if we're not together face to face or like that. So, yun po, I just really think that I'm being my true self in this competition because what my mom has always taught us is as long as you're being honest, there is nothing, as long as you're being honest, you won't have to remember what you said or what you did. So it's very important that I am being myself in this competition or even in life. Whoever I meet along the way as I grow as a person, I just hope that I make an impression that's lasting and something that's really true and that has stick to their minds and their hearts. So yun po, Mama Sam, I'm just being myself.
Diba? Be yourself, yes.
Yeah.
Diba sabi nga, be yourself. How about criticism? Paano mo na-handle yung criticism? Siyempre, hindi natin maiiwasan yon. Marami nag-criticize, yung lalo na kapag hindi nila gusto. So, paano mo na-handle ang criticism?
Yes, sorry, Mama Sam. There are good and bad criticisms sa Mama Sam, and whether it's either it's good or bad, I would always take them lightly. This is one of the things that I've learned through the years. I would be honest, I don't like criticisms at all. Kasi parang they judge me before they get to know me. But yeah, that's the
Mm-mm.
case kasi, especially in this show or in this industry. Of course, no one would really know you personally unless you've grown up with them or ganon. So it's really it's the only chance that we get when we introduce in ourselves in social media. But yun, I just take them lightly, Mama Sam, and I just look at them in a way na they are saying those things to help me improve. And
Okay.
yes, and to help me improve. And then it's true naman, some of them are true. And I see that with on, if I was going to critique myself, I would agree. And when I read those comments, I would just say, yeah, that's true. So I work on it. So yeah, it's very constructive criticism lang for me, Mama Sam. Sometimes it's not even good or bad. It's just constructive. And
Okay.
yeah. Pero I would just say to those, for everyone who are supporting us, um, be gentle.
Yes.
Yeah, let's all be kind.
About your challenge, that experience, and how you overcome it.
Challenging experiences.
Experiences. Mm.
Okay. It's new every time, so it depends. But I think that was maybe in Cebu, the first year. One of the
Mm.
challenging things was, of course, being able to stand out. That was the first biggest pageant that I participated in. We were 54 candidates. I think that was the number din kasi of the municipalities and cities here in Cebu. 54
Mm.
kami, Mama Sam. So imagine
Dami.
what is my strategy? It's bigger than this universe. So ano yung strategy ko? That was one of my challenges. And
Mm.
I just overcame it with focusing on my strengths, which was, I believe, one of my strengths is my looks. So I'm very Filipina. I'm very edgy. I can be sweet or fierce, ganun. And I'm very confident naman po with how I communicate and with my pasarela. So when challenges comes, I just focus on my strengths and acknowledge my weaknesses din po, Mama Sam, para alam ko naman how to, ano, to go around with it. Yeah, to solve that when the time arises. So,
Mm.
yun po, I just focus on that one.
May tanong ako, kanina nabanggit mo kasi sa akin sa backstage, nakasama mo na sa isang competition ng Miss Cebu, itong si April, si Tracy. Tapos yung nagpunta kayo dito sa Maynila para mag-compete ng Miss Universe, nagkita-kita kayo. Ano yung mga in-advise sa'yo tulad ni April? Kasi marami na siyang experience. Meron ba siyang mga in-advise sa'yo kung ano yung mga dapat mong gawin, kung ano yung mga dapat mong intindihin?
Yes, of course, may mga advices kami ni April in our private conversations. What's great about my relationship with April, let's try to start with April, kasi we belong in the same agency, Ozar Models Philippines, and I've known her ever since I became part of it. 2013 pa, Mama Sam, kilala ko na si April. And then,
Oh.
yeah, she's like, she's become a role model to me when I entered Ozar Models, because of course she was one of our prominent faces. And then I became Miss Mandaue in 2014, and parang we became the side by side na kaming like representing Ozar. But still, uh, I treat her as like one of my big sisters na parang mas marami experience, and so she would give me advice. So she would tell me the do's and the don'ts, anong magandang gawin, saan ako maganda tingnan, and then ganun. Actually, for my second stint in Bb.Pilipinas, she mentored me with my pasarela. Of course, we know April is very strong with pasarela. So, yun. So, mga ganun, Mama Sam, I'm just very thankful that I'm in the competition with someone that is very close to home, or I've worked with already. So at least parang may kilala ka na doon. Same with Tracy. Our history is through Binibining Cebu, and then we belong to the same court sa Binibining Cebu. So a year na naman kami magkasama. Yung second stint na namin. Sabay din kami nung second stint namin, Mama Sam. We were the only two returnees from the first batch. So we grew closer through that. And then Tracy's just the sweetest. She would really help you on what to improve. Tracy is strong in terms of communication then, and she's gorgeous, of course. And she's very personality was very sweet. And it's like she's older than some of us, and then parang ate na rin yung turing namin, pero yun nga, sister. Very sisterly like yung pagtrato namin to each other. And one of our live shows, sabay kaming tatlo with Ashley Nights. And it was just very fun kasi nga kaming tatlo, we already know each other. So there's a bond. So masaya lang, ganun po.
Oo, kasi ano yun eh. Kumbaga, meron na kayong connection before, tapos sama-sama lang. So, chill-chill lang, di ba? Walang
Tapos
pressure
ngayon,
sa isa't isa.
Oo, wala. And then, we're like the pride of Cebu ngayon. So kaming tatlo lang talaga.